Hi, my name is Dr. Gombele, the presenter of this YouTube channel. We are still trying to answer the most frequently asked questions among diabetes patients. What is there for me to eat? And last time we went through the glycemic index. Remember, it's categorized as low, medium, and high. Low is from 1 to 55, and then medium from 55 to 69, and high from 70 to 100, and the very high over 100. Hola, Mwanamboka, Samoboni, Monganga, Dokotolo Gombele. Hola, maestro, profesor Merino, ¿cómo está? Aquí, tu alumno querido, echándole gana en Jamaica. Mon ami, comment ça va? Très bien. Je m'appelle Dr. Gombele. Before I continue, I'm going to invite you to like, share, subscribe, and more importantly, to click the notification bell so that when I upload my very next video, you will be notified. So we spoke about the glycemic index. We said that diabetes patients should indulge in low glycemic index foods, should moderately consume medium glycemic index items, and never touch or look or smell or taste food with high or very high glycemic index. In my previous video, and those who do not have my video, try go on my YouTube and scroll. You're going to see the last video where we spoke about what is there to eat. Today we're going to speak or review briefly what is there not to eat. Of course, everything with high and very high glycemic index food are not to eat. Number one, with high glycemic index food, white bread. Patients come to me, Dr. Gombele, my sugar high and I don't know what I eat. And I told my patient, when your sugar is high, ask yourself only one question, which is, what did I eat? And most of the time, they tell me they ate bread. And when I ask them what type of bread, they say white bread. This has a very high glycemic index, so it is something to be avoided by diabetes patients. This another item that has contributed to pediatrics obesity. I remember there was a time where the guidance counselors at school, they will ask you, did you give your daughter breakfast? And they advised parents, give them cereal and milk in the morning. This cereal has a very high glycemic index. If you are a diabetic or you have a problem struggling with weight, this is not to consume. No, you'll ask me, how do you connect glycemic index with weight? I have an answer for you. When we consume something that is very high in glycemic index, it converts quickly, and if the glycemic load of that food is also high, it spikes the sugar. Guess what now? The pancreas secretes a hormone called what? Called insulin. And insulin will come to bring down the sugar level. But there is a good relationship between insulin and fat. Whenever there's insulin, there's always a gathering of fat. And the place where fat that follows insulin like to gather is around your abdomen. So if you're trying to lose weight, you are not diabetic, do not consume food with high glycemic index. And then I ask my patient again, they come, sugar level 17, 18, what did you eat? I ate brown bread. This is not brown bread. This is just something white, dump into something and made it brown, because this also has a high glycemic index that you are not supposed to be consuming. Every single pastry must have or has a high glycemic index. You remember these? Cinnamon rolls. I have surprised a few of my patients with cinnamon rolls in their bag, but it's okay. A small piece is okay, but if you eat 1, 2, 3 every day and you are diabetic, your sugar will always be high. Cinnamon roll has a very high glycemic index. There's another one here, bone. You know this? It is bone. Flour, sugar. It spikes the sugar. Diabetics patients are not supposed to consume this. Flour. If there's anything that you should not eat, flour. Practically, flour is everything here. This is flour. This is flour. This is flour. Everything is flour. And in my investigations, countries with high consumptions of flour are also countries with high level of people living with obesity. I can tell you on top of my head, China is one of them, India is another one, United States of America is another one, Brazil is another one, Pakistan is another one, Egypt is another one. I can go on and on. So there is a perfect correlation between too much flour with obesity, and I've said it over and over, there is a very close relation with obesity and what? Diabetes type 2. In fact, obesity is the most single important risk factor for obesity. This macaroni, high glycemic index. This macaroni, high glycemic index. So you should not consume. Biscuits, people snack on biscuit. Biscuit and soda, or biscuit and cup of coffee. Diabetes patients should not consume biscuit. I just wanted to show you 2 types of oats. This is called instant oat because you can consume it readily. And this is old oat that you have to soak. The difference between two, this has a very high glycemic index because why? It's highly processed. And this has a low glycemic index because it is not processed. Lesson to take home. Every highly processed item tend to have a high glycemic index because when they go through the process, they deplete the item with the natural nutrient and they leave it just like that. All right? This is another flour. They use this to make the burger. In fact, it's a burger roll and pack. Very high glycemic index. It may taste nice in your mouth, but diabetes patients should not consume. Of course, I spoke about rice. Rice is not good for diabetes patients, particularly white rice. Last time we spoke about other types of rice, which I advise you to consume, but white rice has a very high glycemic index. Blow your mind. Irish potato, very high glycemic index. In Kingston, sometimes I drive and go to schools during lunch time and they serve fries and they put this ketchup in the fries and they give the children a bottle of soda and they call it lunch. This is just disaster. A perfect combination for what? Obesity. And pediatric obesity, high school student obesity is a global issue. This is a tomato, and then looks nice like tomato, far from being healthy. It contains enormous amount of sugar. Unless you know how to make your own salad dressing if you consume this, you're going to run into a huge problem. Buenos, hi, au revoir, like, share, subscribe, and more importantly, click the notification bell so that my very next video that I'm going to upload, you will be notified. After all is said and done, what will tell you whether this spikes your sugar or not is the machine. You want to know? You eat 2 hours after, you check your sugar level. If it's more than 8, that means it's high. Next video, how do you know whether or not your sugar level is high? Where in your fingers you can stick yourself the needle and you will not feel the pain. Don't miss my next video. Painless needle stick, and to show you when or how your sugar level can be high. This is the next most frequently asked questions by the diabetic. The first was what is there to be eaten, and the next one is how do I know if my sugar level is high. Hasta luego, maestro, professeur Francisco Merino. Au revoir mes amis. See you later. Monganga Dokotolo Gombele.